Hello everyone. Tonight we step into the world of one of history's strangest and most impenetrable mysteries. A book filled with secrets that no one has ever been able to unlock. This is the tale of the Voynich Manuscript, a mysterious codex written in an unknown script, illustrated with bizarre plants, astronomical charts, and cryptic figures. For more than 600 years, it has defied scholars, cryptographers, and codebreakers, leaving us with one burning question: who wrote it and why? The story of the Voynich Manuscript begins not in the medieval world where it was first created, but in the early 20th century. In 1912, a Polish book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich acquired a collection of old manuscripts from a Jesuit college in Italy. Among the pile of documents was a thick, bound book of vellum, about 240 pages long, covered in strange, looping script unlike any language he had ever seen. The pages were filled with colorful illustrations of plants, star charts, bathing women in odd contraptions, and symbols that made no sense. Voynich instantly knew he had stumbled upon something extraordinary. The manuscript came to bear his name, but its origins reach much farther back. Through carbon dating, the vellum of the Voynich manuscript has been traced to the early 15th century, sometime between 1404 and 1438. This makes it older than Columbus's voyage to the New World, older than the printing press, and older than many of the languages we recognize today. Yet despite centuries of study, the writing in the book has never been deciphered. When you open the Voynich manuscript, you are immediately struck by the oddness of its contents. The writing flows in neat, careful lines, with repeating patterns of letters and symbols, as if it were a real language. Yet no one can read it. The alphabet appears to have around 20 to 30 unique characters, and the words follow strange patterns that resemble human language, but do not match any known tongue. Equally baffling are the illustrations. Many pages are devoted to plants, but the plants are unlike any found on Earth. Some look vaguely like herbs or flowers we might recognize, but their shapes, roots, and leaves are exaggerated, twisted, or completely alien. Botanists have tried to identify them, but most remain unclassifiable. Were these plants real species now lost to time, or the invention of a fevered imagination? Other sections of the manuscript feature astronomical and astrological drawings. Diagrams of stars, suns, moons, and zodiac symbols fill entire pages, often intertwined with strange circular charts. In one section, the signs of the zodiac are depicted in unfamiliar ways, sometimes with figures of women or mythical beasts surrounding them. The astronomical content suggests a knowledge of the heavens, yet again, its meaning is unclear. Then there are the biological drawings, perhaps the most bizarre of all. Page after page depicts groups of naked women bathing in strange, interconnected pools, surrounded by pipes, tubes, and flowing green liquid. Some appear to be giving birth. Others are immersed in vats or holding objects. The meaning of these scenes has sparked endless speculation. Are they medical illustrations, alchemical symbols, or something far more symbolic? Finally, there are sections filled with what look like recipes or instructions, dense pages of text broken up by star-shaped bullet points. Were these formulas, incantations, or simply meaningless scribbles designed to imitate scientific writing? From the moment Wilfrid Voynich revealed the manuscript to the world, scholars, linguists, and codebreakers have been obsessed with unlocking its secrets. During World War II, the manuscript was studied by some of the best cryptographers in the world, men who cracked the secret codes of enemy nations, yet even they failed to make progress. The script resisted all attempts at decryption. This has led to two opposing views. Either the Voynich manuscript is written in a real, meaningful language that has been lost to history, or it is an elaborate hoax, created to appear meaningful while hiding nothing at all. Those who argue it is genuine point to the structure of the writing. Statistical analysis has shown that the text follows linguistic patterns found in real human languages. The words are not random. They follow rules of repetition and order. This suggests the manuscript was written in an actual code or constructed language. Those who believe it is a hoax argue that the illustrations are too fantastical to be serious. They see the manuscript as a medieval trick, perhaps designed to impress a wealthy patron or to sell as an exotic book of secrets. If so, it was a remarkably sophisticated hoax, fooling not only its contemporaries but also centuries of scholars. The known history of the manuscript or provenance adds further intrigue. Before Voynich discovered it, the book passed through the hands of emperors and collectors. A letter found with the manuscript indicated that in the 1600s, it had been in the library of the Holy Roman Emperor Rudolf Roman II, who reportedly paid a fortune for it, believing it to be the work of the English philosopher Roger Bacon, a 13th century scientist and alchemist. Later, the manuscript was owned by a Prague physician named Jacobus Horsicki, and then by a Jesuit college, before eventually being sold to Voynich. Despite all this, its true author remains unknown. Some speculate that it could have been the work of a medieval genius, encoding knowledge of botany, astronomy, and medicine in a secret code. Others suggest it was created by an eccentric mind, blending real knowledge with fantasy. Over the centuries, countless theories have been proposed about the Voynich manuscript's purpose. Some say it is an herbal guide, a compendium of plants used for medicine. Others believe it is an alchemical text, filled with symbols meant to guide practitioners in transformation and healing. A few even suggest it is a work of magic, a book of spells written in a secret language, and then there are those who push the boundaries of possibility. Some argue that the manuscript may be evidence of contact with otherworldly knowledge, a book written by or for beings beyond Earth. The alien-looking plants, the strange symbols, the cryptic language, all have been interpreted as signs of an origin not of this world. The mystery of the Voynich manuscript is not just about what it says, but about why it exists at all. Why would someone in the 15th century go to such extraordinary lengths to create a book that no one could read? If it was a hoax, who was its target? If it was genuine, why was it written in a code so impenetrable that it remains undeciphered 6 centuries later? The enigma of the Voynich manuscript only deepens when we explore the countless attempts to crack its code. For over a century, some of the world's greatest minds in linguistics, cryptography, and even artificial intelligence have tried to pierce its veil. And yet, after decades of study, the book remains unreadable. One of the earliest serious attempts to decipher the manuscript came from professional cryptographers in the early 20th century. As World War I raged, and later during World War Roman II, codebreakers who had cracked enemy ciphers turned their eyes to the Voynich text. They used the same techniques that revealed military secrets: frequency analysis, pattern recognition, substitution attempts. Yet no matter what system they tried, the manuscript stubbornly refused to yield. The difficulty lies in the fact that the Voynich script has no known relatives. With most ancient codes, scholars can compare them to related languages. The Rosetta Stone, for example, allowed the translation of Egyptian hieroglyphs by providing parallel texts in Greek. The Voynich manuscript offers no such key. Its alphabet is unique, its words unmatched to anything else in history. Some experts argue it could be an example of a constructed language, like Tolkien's Elvish, but written centuries earlier. The writer might have invented a language for reasons unknown, perhaps to hide knowledge from outsiders, or to create a personal system of communication. If so, the manuscript is both genuine and impenetrable, since only its creator understood it. Others believe it is an example of steganography, hiding a message within another message. In this theory, the text may conceal meaning through numbers, positions of letters, or patterns invisible to the casual reader. If true, the actual message might be short and simple, while the elaborate script is merely camouflage. But the most radical idea is that the text may not contain any meaning at all. According to this theory, the Voynich manuscript could be an elaborate hoax, filled with pseudo-words designed to imitate real language without saying anything. This argument was strengthened by the fact that medieval Europe was full of charlatans who sold books of alchemy, astrology, and secrets to wealthy patrons. A clever fraudster could have created the manuscript to impress Emperor Rudolf Roman to or another collector, earning money and fame in the process. Yet here lies the paradox. Statistical analysis of the text shows that it behaves like real language. The words follow Zipf's law, a mathematical pattern that appears in all known human languages, where the frequency of words decreases in a predictable way. If the manuscript were random gibberish, it would not follow this rule. This suggests that the book truly encodes information, though we cannot yet read it. Modern science has not ignored the mystery. Carbon dating has proven the vellum dates to the early 15th century. Multispectral imaging has revealed erased marks and details invisible to the naked eye. Linguists have run the script through computer models, searching for patterns. Artificial intelligence has even been trained to compare the manuscript's structure to thousands of known languages. Some results hinted at connections to Hebrew, Nahuatl, or even phonetic codes, but none of these attempts have provided a definitive translation. Even stranger are the theories about its illustrations. Some botanists believe the plants may represent real species, drawn from memory or distorted by artistic style. Others argue they are entirely invented, products of an imagination that blended fantasy and reality. The astronomical diagrams have been linked to medieval astrology, but their accuracy remains questionable, and the infamous drawings of women bathing in strange pools have been interpreted as everything from medical treatments to alchemical metaphors to symbolic depictions of fertility and life. The Voynich Manuscript has also attracted paranormal and speculative theories. Some believe it to be a record of lost knowledge, an encyclopedia of medicine, astronomy, and magic from a forgotten culture. Others go further, suggesting it might be evidence of contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, pointing to the alien-looking plants and cryptic language. A more mystical interpretation sees it as a book meant to be unreadable, a sacred text designed to preserve mystery itself. In popular culture, the manuscript has become a symbol of the unsolved. It appears in novels, television shows, and conspiracy theories. Its very resistance to understanding makes it alluring. People are drawn to mysteries they cannot solve, and the Voynich Manuscript embodies the ultimate puzzle, a book that seems to whisper meaning just out of reach. But what if the truth is simpler? Perhaps the manuscript was never meant to be read by us. It may have been the private work of a single person, a personal codex of ideas, rituals, or fantasies. Without the key, we are outsiders forever looking in, like strangers trying to understand a dream. And yet, there is hope. With advancing technology, new discoveries are possible. DNA testing on the parchment could reveal more about its origins. AI may one day find hidden structures invisible to human analysis. Archaeological finds may uncover a Rosetta Stone for the Voynich script, or another text in the same language. Until then, the book sits in the Beinecke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, guarded and studied, its pages waiting for someone to unlock their secrets. The Voynich Manuscript remains unsolved because it exists at the border of sense and nonsense, science and imagination. It is both a historical artifact and a riddle. Some see it as a masterpiece of medieval knowledge, others as a prank, others still as a doorway to mysteries beyond Earth. Perhaps its power lies not in what it says, but in what it does. It makes us question, wonder, and chase the unknown. And so, the manuscript continues to haunt us. Each looping letter and strange illustration feels like a voice calling across centuries, speaking in a tongue we cannot understand. It reminds us that some mysteries endure not because they are unsolvable, but because they invite us to keep seeking, to never stop looking into the unknown. The Voynich Manuscript may one day reveal its secrets, or it may remain forever silent, a puzzle bound in vellum whispering to us from the edges of history. Until that day, it stands as a symbol of humanity's endless curiosity and the haunting beauty of the unexplained.